and snaking on this Beastmaster. It's incredibly strong laner. I might run into some issues with the axes early on.
I like that they're going to put ET down here, though. I really think that's the right choice. You need this bruiser in this lane, and otherwise you can just kind of get crushed. And bear in mind, IO Beast, never ever target the Beastmaster. You will lose. That is the name of the game. Gotta get the Wisp.
And they have triple mango on the Beastmaster as well as the ET, so you know this, like, it's already assumed by the matchup, but it is just going to be an all-out trade fest bottom lane. And whatever team gets ahead in levels, I think, like level 3 really crucial, I think, for both teams. Especially level 2 for the VGJ Storm side. It's kind of like a race in the early game. Because that lane will snowball quite quickly one way or the other.
Resolution just going to get Thunderstruck up here with Chalice, giving him a couple of the punches and also skilling up the clap as well. So
if you're gonna, you might as well pounce there, buddy. That was really strange to me. He took a salve's worth of damage.
He's got 5 health regen daily. He's fine.
I guess he doesn't show what he has there. It's the only benefit, but yeah, lots of damage taken. Trading off the runes, 2 apiece.
It's so good from LGD though. They don't give you anything for free. Like the laning combination they've got is the best they could do, right? You've got your Disruptor Brew top where you can just kind of mess with the Slark, and you don't want to put a Brew up here by himself. You kind of just get zoned by Jakiro. Bottom, you need the ET here. A Disruptor against IO Beast, you're just food. You mean nothing. You're gonna harass with Thunderstrike. That's gonna get healed by 1 Tango of IO, and then you're just worthless, and you're the one that ends up dying.
And you also don't project your gyro at all either.
Look at this. They just rocket the Wisp and they're running at him. 100 damage on the ET.
That is a big old problem as he is taking a lot of damage here. Needs 2 more hits and then they can find the kill. Fairy Fire. They're going to be able to back out, and instead it might be FY that's in a little bit of trouble. Turns it around again with the spear and an FY. Well, he's not perfect.
They missed all the CS during that, though. Every single creep on the Radiant side was missed in terms of XP as well as the CS.
That's what IO Beastmaster can do. Is really, you just gotta play super safe because they will just kill you by axes.
And in the top lane, like we were talking about, X-Nova taking a good bit of harassment. They're still pressuring down bottom, though. Man up, FY. They've also got that missile down onto MSS with the flat cannon. Gain harassment. He's going to tether away for the creep wave and manage to escape.
Resolution's going to be hurting top. Like, this is not a lane that Slark wants to be in. He has to utilize Dark Pact if he wants to get rid of the mischance, and you can't really afford to, like, sustain through the own damage.
He's out of tangos. He's got 1 left.
Yeah, he had to use 2 in order to counteract that 400 damage he took at the start of the game. That's going to add up in a game in lanes like this where it's all about trading. SVG might go down top. Nope, he's going to get away.
FY might go down, though, bottom, as they do have another round of X's. Almost there, but not quite. He's going to be able to find it, and MSS is going to die also. So Resolution kills off Chalice, while Ame kills MSS.
You're okay with this, in truth, because the Gyro level 6 is what actually stops the VGJ pressure. If you can get him ahead, even if it requires the blood sacrifice of FY, you don't mind.
Oddly enough, Chalice going down in the top lane was not really expected. They tried to go on to the Jakiro, but the attack speed slow from the dual breath just made it an easy turn for the Slark. But it doesn't really change the state of the lane here, even though Rezo's highest level. He has no more sustain. He's got to fly someone on the courier, but that courier is bottom. So I think Jakiro's actually walking all the way back to base to pick up his items. He's buying himself a salve and a tangos, and I think he's just going to give them to the Slark.
It's nice little job there from SVG helping out his buddy, but that's not what you want to have to do as mid lane, burning through that mana shield. Somnus, force back again, but he's got his bottle already, and you are just about out of mana.
You're fine with that, I think. I mean, Ember is doing, this is definitely unfavorable for Ember, but that he's kept up this well, even at the early levels, quite nice. It's all about the rune control now for both sides. Still a DD bottom. Oh, Beastmaster might die here. Yep, he's put.
Yeah, they had the salve and tried to they actually used it on IO to see if they could heal him back up in time, but with the missile canceling it.
Gyro, one of the best laners for this, especially if you have like, I don't know if it's doable with any hero other than ET, to be honest. It's just the strongest 4 in this level 1 to 3 phase of the game.
Well, more pressure coming out. They don't really have a plan B outside of just keeping running in here and seeing if they can make some kills happen.
Slark has 6 CS.
Yeah. And this this IO Beast lane had to dominate. You had to force the Disruptor to come bottom, and that's just not happening right now.
Oh god, is Snake King dead again? He's taking a lot of damage here, but he can't dive for that one. Instead, it's just going to keep on dominating this, getting more denies on the creeps. Gyrocopter 16 and 10.
Yep, this lane, like I mentioned, is going to snowball one way or the other. And now it's in favor of LGD, which Beastmaster is a feast or famine hero.
That's kind of new.
Just looking super scary. VGJ already, not only are they behind, but again, it feels like the Slark Beastmaster have to snowball. Otherwise, you're gonna, like, how do you combat the pace of the LGD draft? You're gonna have an Ember Gyro all over the map, Disruptor glimpses to set up kills, and Brew just to ensure that every team fight that he gets to split off, like, you can do nothing but run.
Oh, and Snake King and MSS getting ran down here. They almost kill off the IO. Are they going to be able to get it in time? The movement's slow from the Spirits, but he wasn't able to toggle them, obviously. That means they do go down. Snake King trying to find the finish, but the stomp not going to be there in time.
Yeah. Vame had an extra point in flak there. He's still saving 1 point, puts it in Q now, but would have actually just killed him with the flak. He will collect both bounty runes, it looks like, if he can beat the Wisp.
Oh, that's
and he will.
Well, they're going to glimpse back Resolution. He does manage to get away from them there. SVG
bounty
also
rune?
being ran down.
Value.
Puts it away. Lots of damage, but he does end up going down.
Rezo is suffering up here, and he had to go. He went boots first as well, so his laning phase is not actually increased in strength, and there's no real help that's going to come his way. There's no bottle on MSS, so it's not as if he can ever TP in to, like, turn something around.
At least he's probably going to hit level 6 before the Brew, which is consolation prize to say the least.
It is a tough one for sure. You are so far is definitely the one that's having the best time out of anybody in the game right now. 34 and 8 on him. He's going to need to carry a lot of weight from his team.
He's in trouble now.
He is actually maybe just going to go down. They find the sleep as well. Spirit Siphon going to wear off now, and Somnus comes back in. They do have remnants, but are going to decide to go in with it now. MSS trying to keep his buddy alive, but it's not happening. He's just going to feed away his own life as well as they find MSS, and they give the kill over to the Ember.
Jeez. So good by Maybe. He walks out of the Spirit Siphon range, then remnants back in.
Notice something familiar, guys? Two heroes connect mid. The other cores are sitting in their lanes.
Yeah.
He's saying that they have a playstyle.
They just connect mid all the time. They help out Maybe's hero. It's always like this tempo controller. Haven't seen an Ember in at least a Maybe Ember in a while. I missed this player hero combo. He played it once at this tournament, but that closeout group stage game against TNC, but that doesn't count. And bear in mind, they were playing against this Beastmaster, and once again they had the Brew Gyro Ember core, so another bread and butter draft for LGD, even if we don't see it very often. And I think Yuar's just dead.
Yeah, the haste rune was picked up there and maybe runs in, so that is 2 deaths in a very short period of time for the Death Prophet, which means he's probably not going to have TP to get back out there. And Resolution is having a bad game right now. Also, we said just now hitting level 5. He's getting close to 6, but not there yet. 2,000 gold lead right now at 7.5 minutes.
Seems to be a way to combat VGJ. You just pressure Yuar, and then you just nerf Resolution lane phase, bottom lane. I think
Snake King
dead beast.
Dead again, not level 6 himself. They are just getting ran over here. And now top lane also, they're trying to find something, but the Brew split comes out, and that's going to keep Chalice alive, and even might be able to find a kill here onto MSS if he wants to. They've lifted up the Slark, still chasing down this IO, and he is going to keep taking the punches to the face, trying to jump, and yeah, maybe shows up, and triple kill for Ame, 8 minutes in. This is feeling damn near over.
Maybe rotates, but he had already pushed the lane mid into tower. He lost 2 creeps. Bottom lane still just FY sitting there now against a Jakiro, who actually TP'd there. Good TP by SVG, but what do? You can't play fast enough to deal with them. Your draft is too slow. You have IO Jakiro. Neither support can make plays. You're completely reactive, and the 3 cores of LGD are such that you can't actually stop them. Like, they go for the Brew, he just splits.
Yeah.
Can't keep up with, like, when you say they're active, like they're reactive. There's too many places that LG could possibly be active that it's impossible to like prepare for all of them, and they're just going to wait for you to show where the heroes are in one lane, and then they're just going to collapse on the other.
Maybe an opportunity here. Snake King does have his level 6 and is going to be able to zone out the Elder Titan, but has to be careful about any rotations because they'll come so quickly. As it looks like mid lane yet again, Somnus has found himself Yor. Not willing to dive for that one, but can still just keep on denying out creeps here as TP's coming in.
Rocking, snaking.
Oh, Io trying to get his buddy out of harm's way, but it is just, it happens too quickly. And MSS is going to be glimpsed back in now as well. They take down the Io, 12-3, 4,000 gold lead.
Yep. Look mid, there's Maybe. Look top, there's Brew. Once again, both supports linking up to the core. They find kills, they make plays. And this theory of, I always said it was like 1+1. LGD has turned it into 1+2, where in theory, your support plus core X equals kill. In this sense, they just rotate both supports, and wherever they are on map, if there's an equal number of heroes against them, that trio is going to be stronger, no matter which core they're playing around. And this seems to be the sense of every single game they play. All of their heroes have this ability to be the strongest on map when linked with the when linked with the two supports.
Well, Chalice now trying to see if he can secure himself a bounty rune. Resolution is going to take that one away from him. So VGJ trying to get whatever they can, but it's still a trade-off 2 for 2.
I don't know what you do from here. Treads on Maybe. Haven't seen this in a while. He's going for the Blade Mail. I don't mind it in this sort of game. You can't really prevent Slark's damage if he pounces you with no Remnant. DP has no power to stop her ghosts, and you want a little bit of that armor as an Ember Spirit.
Yeah. I think we saw it a couple of times in the group stages, but definitely a revelation that's been looking quite good. And we just haven't seen a roar. We haven't been able to see, you know, a DP ulti.
Yeah,
he just
no
skilled
plays.
it.
Yeah.
There's just nothing you can do.
What happens when the other team wins the laning stage? They just have more resources than you. It takes them less heroes to accomplish the same thing, and you can't just collapse 4 heroes on one lane with the VGJ Storm's lineup. They can't just say, we're behind, let's group up, let's do something. That's not like possible in their lineup. They have an IO lineup.
Once again, they don't have heroes that can even do that. Who rotates? The DP?
Yeah.
His game was completely shat on. Slark is Slark, and he had a bad game. Beastmaster wasn't able to take over his lane, which is how it works, right? You snowball, you kill that bottom tower, and then you can look to move elsewhere, but they got bodied down here.
The only lane that won for them was the DP lane, and then they just collapsed on it, like you said, with 3 heroes, and suddenly that's 3 for 3. And that's why the top 3 cores are all on the side of LGD.
Yep. Disruptor gets level 6 bot off the wave. They rotate mid with the smoke. Somnus is going to push this in, and once again, a core plus 2 supports.
They're so ready with both of those ultimates online as well.
Look at Ame in the neighborhood as well.
They're just going to jump for it. They find themselves Yor as Chalice is going to be able to kill off SVG. Static Storm already down. He is going to get relocated out. Okay, you are living. You take it.
Well, you're just going to lose a tower for that. That's worst case scenario. Meanwhile, Chalice just freely took top lane. Roar onto the ET. That is a medallion. He's probably going to go down here, which he does, but Som is coming in behind. Slark getting the disruptor. He gets it before he TP's out. That's actually 2 kills for the side of VGJ. Buys back on the ET. And are they going to get the gyro? Do they have any way to catch him here? They're TPing the Beastmaster, but he has no roar.
Oh, wrong direction there. He's still running away. This kill onto Ame is pretty big, and they do have him, and just going to TP away, but not happening. So a big win there for VGJ Storm, but it took a lot.
It's a step in the right direction.
Slark could get out of control this game.
Hey, I like it. You know, I had a theory. I was talking about this with a friend last night, that Maelstrom was the secretly OP item, right? That LGD was abusing. And look what this Ember's got queued up now.
Yeah.
Not the Blade Mail, which I could see the logic for, but I think this fits the style of LGD's play a bit more, where don't just get an item that helps you if you're being targeted. Just do more damage, and if you can't fight heroes, you're going to kill creeps a hell of a lot faster. And I'm telling you, this Maelstrom item gives you more than the cost of the components, right? With no recipe. Any item that does that is naturally going to be nice in this early mid-game. He skips the drums, but you still want this little bit of build-up before you go into like some huge item. I like it.
170 magical damage per proc, ain't no joke.
It also doesn't miss anymore after the Javelin changes.
Well, not a smoke up actually here. Someone's going to pop that shrine instead, and they're going to be able to dissuade VGJ Storm from going any further forward. Things looking a little bit better, but it did feel like it was a lot of just LGD messing up in that last one, diving too far when they shouldn't have. See if it happens again.
It's actually, sorry, I'm just a bit high on this Maelstrom right now, but for nothing, right? You get what the components give you, but instead of 100 damage, 25% proc, it's 170 to 4 targets.
Yeah.
That's pretty significant considering you pay nothing for that bonus.
Right.
Gonna get something done on the mid lane VGJ. They have Roar, but I don't think Samus
him.
dies in this Roar.
See him, but yeah, it's too hard to make that happen.
Can rotate back bottom, and they've got good wards in the Radiant jungle, but they're just gonna take an ancient stack. That's a solid, you know, consolation, I guess.
Is it?
Nope.
If you look at the vision they have, look at all the vision that they've placed now as Dire. Like this ping pong of wards, but what is LGD doing? They're immediately, they've escaped containment, Lyrical.
They're getting in there on top of them. They are breaking out, and SVG falling down.
Learn from your mistakes.
And all of a sudden, all these wards are completely worthless because LGD is just going to play your side of the map now. They have a blink on Brew. Gyro's hit a timing. I mean, he's just... How do you stop? How do you team fight them right now with your Wisp lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like it's going to need to come off the back of the Snaking Roar, and he's going for a Shadow Blade, so you set up for that. Maybe you can go for a relocate, but as you've talked about time and again, where are you taking those fights and what objectives are you getting afterwards?
Look at LG, they all just TP top. They're going to find Ame, but is this really what you want to do?
He decides he does not want to be in this world anymore. The Ice Pat down, Io about to die. And the missile also going to chase Resolution. The end of the earth. This Chalice finds himself a kill on a Snaking. Also, Somnus is chasing down this Jakiro. He is going to die. A double for that Ember.
So fast. LGD, they take tier 1. All of a sudden, all 5 heroes are top. And you can't fight them as if they are grouped. And there isn't enough burst damage. Like the Slark could theoretically open on the Gyro, but he's got 1500 HP. He skilled the health talent instead of damage. You aren't going to touch this guy.
Yeah.
He's getting a Sange before the Asha too. That's something I haven't seen in quite some time.
Slark may be in trouble. Well, he actually gets silence on the Disruptor. That should be a kill. Okay.
They get
This is
the
ultimate
ulti
on
on?
Slark, but
No
Chalice, no Brew.
You are chasing down FY. They're going to be able to run this guy down, for the moment at least. Another Spirit Siphon charge. They do have Blink on Chalice if they wanted to jump in and see if they could save him, but I would have fed his life away.
Should get a tower off that. Not bad move. Meantime though, Ame still just mana potting, shoving lane top. Chalice in the jungle. You don't have Bruce split, so you probably don't want to take a big engagement. Blink next on the Ember. He's down bottom with an Invis.
Oh, he's just going to kill MSS and then run away. Oh, that hurts. Or he's going to run in. He might not care about anything, actually. Rezo finds Chalice. You talked about no Bruce split. They missed the ice path, but still going to be able to find them and gets TP'd out.
He needed that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Unfortunate.
Dire's top tower isn't
Obviously,
well
this
at the
game
moment.
still not over. It is a Wisp lineup. Only concern I have is there's really no core that targeting Ags makes better at level 15.
It's
Hey,
like
Beastmaster Roar cooldown.
that's like the best one. That's so great.
That feels like
Didn't you build it in Turbo?
Let's not talk about that, okay? We lost that game. They're taking
Exactly.
strats from me. It's a problem.
Kyle? Did you have something to say?
no, I don't know what game you're talking about. I don't lose games of Turbo. Although I think I might have lost my last 5.
Resolution is level 13 now. He picked up a Shadow Blade. I mean, I guess that if you're looking right now at the game for VGJ Storm, can you just try and play pick off Dota? Is that the only thing that you can do now?
Pretty much. You have to avoid taking head-on engagements. You can't really walk down lanes, and you can't fight LGD when they walk down lanes. I think they're going to have to eventually get a crucial kill on this Ember with the Beastmaster Roar into silence from DP.
I like what they're all doing though. I mean, Chalice going blinking. It looks like Radiance is queued up. Wow, a halberd into Maelstrom on the gyrocopter. I cannot say I've seen this, but it is something that is not cleansed by Slark's Q. Top lane, we have a relocate setup coming. Here comes the Roar. Will they make the play? No. Too risky.
Spidey senses from Ame.
Yeah. That looked like it could have been the moment, but I guess not feeling it, and other heroes not showing on the map is the other big thing there.
He might be in trouble on Beastmaster.
Oh, Snaking, yeah, they just get him. So from turning around what could have been a gank into just dying immediately, Snaking does not feel great about that. And he's going to lose his Helm of the Dominator creep as well. That's just...
Did they Death Prophet ulti for an Ancient stack?
No, just to secure. Oh wait, yes they did. Uh-oh.
That's a first.
No wards, they didn't see it. Those ghosts were not there.
Let them come back. Okay, yeah, they never knew about it. They will not. If they don't know, it won't hurt them.
He's not on top of things.
I think that's how that goes.
I mean, it won't hurt him if it doesn't cast it, so.
Dire's top tower
Blink
is
Somnus,
under
they're
attack.
taking down the tier 2 towers, and VGJ Storm just trying to find
Dire's
anything
top
in this
tower
game at
is
all
done for.
to latch onto.
Working on a Rezo BKB, but Slark certainly has the I get ignored problem in this game. There's just too much health and crap to chew through on the side of LGD is how I kind of look at it. But doesn't mean they can't still get pickoffs. Just doesn't mean the BKB really means they can fight yet.
So it's about 20 minutes in. It's only a 4,000 gold lead. This would normally be a situation where people would say, all right, it's not that big of a deal. Why is this so rough right now for VGJ Storm going forward?
You know, in truth, they can still win fights.
Absolutely.
They can still take big team fights. It's just that they have so many big, like almost every hero on LGD can drastically turn a fight.
Yeah.
Especially against the lack of BKBs on VGJ Storm. Like, you need to worry about every single one of these heroes and their contribution to a team fight. Whereas if you look at VGJ Storm, if the Beast or the DP die before a fight begins, what do they have left? Like, what do they actually do if those heroes don't get their
They'll
stuff
relocate. Nice war target on the Disruptor.
Good turnaround. They've got the Macro Pyre down as well. Ice Path misses there as well, but they are still jumping inside of it, and they're going to take down Snaking right at the start of that one as well. Ember lifted up, trying to get out of there in time, but it's not going to happen. It was just 1 second away, and now they have Yawar. They're going to take down the DP. 4 dead.
Uh-oh, no.
He's TP out. For unknown reasons, Yawar did not have ghosts for that fight.
But he did get that ancient stack.
They got it.
Dies with 2 drains and a 20 stick.
And that's one of those things, too, where they saw Snaking going through the jungle by virtue of that sentry ward. They tried to chase it out, and then VGJ maybe just feeling like, all right, well, we're either going to lose Snaking here or we're going to find a return kill. But LGD had time to react, and they made it work.
Yeah, keep in mind, Rezo buying a BKB, second item, whereas the Gyro, even though like you could argue he needs it more, he's waiting all the way for third, so he's outpacing him just a bit. And if they can use this Slark BKB, it just got completed, to find a fight with ghosts around tier 1 mid or Roche, you're gonna equalize the game. My question is, how are you killing Ember as this game continues? He's gonna buy a Linken's next. He's Blink, Maelstrom, Yules, Linken's. He is going full survivability, in and out, harass. Just, you can't stop him, I don't feel. And it's going to buy so much space in fights for a Radiance Brew, recipe away, and a Gyrocopter. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't need to deal damage. He just has to keep casting spells and stay alive.
Resolution might find X Nova here, but he could just ult him right away. And he does. He doesn't get his ulti off. Has BKB. Are they going to be able to kill this Brew before he split? He doesn't have to actually have split.
Okay.
Nice pounce. Good BKB.
Able to catch him, take him down, and no split means no fight. And they lift up now on the Ember as well, burning through that Flame Guard. The silence to follow it as well, and Yawar starting to drop down to the Gyrocopter, though, doing so much damage. The IO trying to keep him alive, but it's not going to be enough. And they turn it back around. They find the kill. Rezo thinking about going back in, but wisely, LGD are going to retreat before he can do that.
Structures have been secured.
Again, how does this Wisp stay alive? Who's he tethering, right? He just, you can't play with Death Prophet. There's so much AoE. He keeps getting his, he doesn't even have a bottle, but the urn keeps getting canceled. He doesn't have the survivability to actually enter these fights just yet. You can see, oh, look at Somnus. No dust, unfortunately. Gets the HOD creep though.
I think that was just one of the ones he summoned. Beastmaster.
True.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about this too is it feels like this timing before the Lincolns would have been the moments when you wanted to try and blow up the Ember Spirit with the Shadowblade Beastmaster, but over and over again, maybe is making sure he's not putting himself in a dangerous position. And
as long as he has Yules, he doesn't fear silence.
Yeah.
And that's like the only thing that kills him in this game. He dies without it, but wisely, you get the Maelstrom, fastest item for acceleration in this early game, and then right into a Yules. So you take care of your acceleration, then your survivability. How many times have we seen carries that are no longer in this tournament prioritize them in the opposite?
Yeah. It doesn't matter how survivable you are if you can't actually capitalize on the fact that you're surviving.
Yeah. I think that's, I mean, of course he's 9-0-8.
that helps.
But Yeah.
I mean, that's because of the way he's been playing, though. And that's so crucial. Like, you could go straight for the Lincolns, for instance, but you have to address there's multiple ways they kill you, and so you first trim up the cheapest one, is how I usually try to look at it. It's like, the cheapest one you can deal with is the silence by virtue of the Yules, and then you go for this more luxury item earlier, or later on in the game, and once you have these, like, 2 ways of surviving both of the ways they can kill you, they actually just can't kill you.
Yep.
Well, again, Beastmaster playing in the enemy jungle. He does have that Shadow Blade. They are going to be able to find him, though. Static Storm down. Do they have detection? Yes, they do. And they will find the kill.
Slark's going for a Nullifier. At least he has it queued up. I don't think that's the item. Ember doesn't care. Brew doesn't really care.
I would say Ember probably cares the way he's been playing. A lot of Remnants in. You might be able to catch him. He might be too reliant on the Yules, but again, that's where the Lincolns comes in. And all of a sudden, the Roar and the Nullifier.
It doesn't really seem like, yeah. I feel like if you have Nullifier on any hero, you want to be like, I'm going to go on this hero, nullify them, and they'll die. And I don't feel like that'll happen this game. Chalice might be in trouble.
I really like Ame's build as well. He like again, all the heroes recognize if we don't die, it's PSG LGD. How does VGJ Storm win a fight? And all 3 of their cores are. How do you actually take them down?
They get
They're
Chalice.
trying to set up here. This is really smart if they can get it, and they do find him on the way back in, and just TPing away. Oh, he does go for the ult.
All right, played Chalice. Bottom lane, like they recognize. Oh, hey, everyone's trying to kill him. Let's take the HOD creep and the wisp for free. TP from Slark.
All right, Snaking opens up there. Roar to find the Gyrocopter. Not bad if Resolution can get this kill, but the BKB comes out as well. Turning, trying to run. Ywar is also here, but they're caught in the kinetic field. They do pop the BKB from the Slark, but now with the rest of LGD showing up, they need to back out.
Yeah. They just leave Chalice top now with the Radiance.
Every Roar that they don't find a kill feels so bad, and they found themselves another here. Yule Scepter into the Ice Path. Oh, he gets out.
You can't kill him. So good. It's just so good. And I stand by Ame's build is nuts. We haven't seen this Halberd first gyro in a while. It used to be something we'd see back at, I want to say TI 7 and a bit afterwards, where you just rush this Halberd on a bunch of heroes and all of a sudden nobody dies. And with the health talent, Halberd BKB, you got the disarm on Slark. Like, how do you actually kill this gyro now?
Chalice does not have a way to get out of there super easily, but the rest of LGD shows up again, and
They're gonna find the wisp.
they just have to run. MSS caught yet again. Tries to tether away, but it's not enough, and he has just been bullied this game over and over.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Ame is 1 against 2 here, and he just doesn't care. He is unkillable.
SVG, it's the Ice Path away. Does have a TP scroll, and it looks like he might just get out of there.
Ooh. Just look at where all the waves are.
Yeah.
Like, the LGD naturally just forcing VGJ into a crease. All the creep waves are pushed. And they're playing 3 lanes at all times while just stopping to breaks in the jungle for a quick respite. Some extra gold as well.
Feels like a herding simulator almost. They're just like saying, this is where you're allowed to play, and if you leave, just nope, just push them back in.
That's their play style.
And that's just virtue of having heroes that can't die. If you can't die, then anytime you see a hero, you're like, wait a minute, get out of my face. I'm gonna walk at you. I may not kill you, but you're not allowed to be there, and I am. And that's just by virtue of this Gyro and Ember build.
Again, Snake King just needs to find an opening, then they can maybe relocate in, but nothing has worked so far. None of these roars have really translated into kills at all. And
yeah, VGJ has map control back because Ame was taking a triple Ancients. So there's no one to be able to play in the side lanes just yet. So LGD just kind of take mid. Ember covers the top wave. They say, okay, bottom's dead, and they're going to probably look to smoke. They have Brew Split. You could also probably walk into Roche. They're going to be scouted by this ward of Dire, but they just, now you just hunt enemy woods, right? You run in as a squad, and all of a sudden...
Oh, no. They got him again. He had just tried to get that Helm of the Dominator creep, and he will get it, but it will also get got as they take it down. Resolution wanting to find a kill, and he is going to be able to run into X-Nova here. Oh, wait, no, he walks into a sentry, though, and they've got him on. Disarm is there. He needs to TP out immediately, and he will escape, but...
Dude,
that feels
how
terrible.
sick is that Halberd? That's the 3rd time before the ultimate or the BKB he gets disarmed.
Slark has no counterplay. He's not just going to BKB preemptively to avoid the disarm.
Yep.
I mean, he could, but that doesn't win him the fight in order to do that.
Double Maelstrom, and now into Roshan. We talked about earlier, Chalice's Radiance online for the Brewmaster. They didn't have to expend Split in that. They still have Call Down. They still have Earth Splitter, everything online, and they're taking these objectives. Well, you know what, bottom lane, we might see UR just pop Ghost for this. So they're going to see if they can get a trade of a tier 3 tower.
Lane 2, he's getting a kill.
Okay, things working out as they've caught themselves. X-Nova almost dead. He doesn't have enough mana. The axes are going to not quite hit. But this is a tier 3 tower taking some significant damage.
Oh, I think you got a man up there if you're a war. They have no BKB TP cancel. Get that tier 3, buddy.
Resolution tried to interrupt it, and he ends up dying for the trouble. They've also found Snaking it again. He does have TP as well as Shadow Blade, and, well, it was never really going to be enough.
Hey, let's get Gyro. I love the itemizations. Halberd into BKB into Maelstrom. And I can't find any fault with those items based on the way they played this game. Sanj Yasha BSJ? What do you think of that item?
I would have just gone for like an axe, you know? Just said,
I like the
I'm gonna
logic.
build the same items every game, you know?
There's so many, like you have Beastmaster creeps you might hit. Slark obviously not going to be affected by the Ags, whereas the Halberd, like if you just get it off on Slark, I again point to the lack of damage on VGJ Storm. If you deal with one of their cores and just survive, they can't win a fight anymore.
I mean, the Halberd's super good. They know that if they don't, like you said, they just have to present themselves on the map against this Wisp lineup. If you are against a Wisp lineup, the only way they control the map is by virtue of like threatening to kill you, and they just can't do that. And so I really like the Halberd purchase. I can tell you from a Slark player that is an item you cannot deal with.
Chalice over here has found another
super
one.
Bad this game.
And
but he's 2 items behind.
they're going to be able to lift up that IO and take him down yet again. Spell magic in a second as soon as that wears off, and
A little late.
all right, the rock is flying back and forth. It's like that movie Wanted.
Are they going to go for Ame here? They know he's alone, but they see him on the sentry, and he just doesn't care.
They don't have any reach for him.
Man.
It's like the Slark had to take over, and he's tried, but 4-2 and 4 is not going to cut it in this kind of game. Shadowblade in, look, Snaking running the disruptor, but he's found.
Roar.
Stomp on top.
Able to interrupt that one. Meanwhile, call down as Ame is just destroying this Death Prophet solo basically at this point. Almost dead, and with Somnus they finish it off.
4 heroes are dead.
Was there a fight? They just died.
You know how hard it is to play this well? Like, no one's dying on the side of LGD.
Play as well.
Dire's middle tower is in the
Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, the disarm once again.
Oh, they got him.
Before the BKB.
The Shrine is there. Resolution just wants one kill, and he will get it. The BKB about to wear off in a second, but he does manage to get his ulti and TP out of there.
But in the meantime, they take tier 2 mid. And do you even threaten tier 3 here? You know Slark has no BKB, no ultimate. I think you do. You can split and just take a fight here in 10 seconds. Jakiro's in trouble.
God, they just jump in, and he's gone in an instant. Resolution.
Chalice might be in trouble here.
Okay.
6 seconds to buy.
Just to wait it out. Can they interrupt him long enough? The call down. They've got him caught, and Rezo dead.
Dire's middle tower is in the wrong end of business.
Yeah, this is looking just about as close to over as it can get without actually being so, as they're chasing forward for more. They found themselves the Jakiro. TP coming off cooldown and going to be back in just a second, but they lose just about everybody. Age is still being held by Ame as well. And
Wisp thrown up in the air. You can't. Are you really going to press for more here, LGD? I mean, they have Aegis.
No Slark, no Jakiro.
they don't have split on Chalice, which is the one scary thing. And the Roar on the back lines, they found themselves one. They do take down the Disruptor, but that shows that no more Roar.
We just saw Slark use all his cooldowns to kill a Disruptor. They lost 1 Rax. What do you think happens now?
DP, BKB waiting now. They want to end up burning through this Aegis, it looks like. So he's coming back in just a second now. BKBs are going to be down soon. Snake King also there, up front and center. They get the clap onto him. Chalice now backing out as well. He might end up going down, so they do find 1 kill, but now Somnus able to take down MSS. And now with the BKB done, the disarm there onto DP. She is falling low and going to die. Double for maybe, as they keep on falling by the wayside. And Somnus, has he gone a bit too far? Has another lift up, and
He has a remnant, but
they take him down.
but relocated aggressively.
Okay, the stomp. FY just decided I don't want to be here anymore. He's going to try and run away. No TP, though. So he's probably eventually going to get ran down by Resolution.
Give him the Essence Shift stacks. Nobody hit him.
So, first one is looking very good for LGD. They throw away a little bit of a lead. It's still 17,000 into their favor.
That would have mattered a lot more had the Jakiro not been the one to end the massive kill streak on the Gyro. Or sorry, the Ember. You got like 1,200 gold from that, but what's he going to buy with it? More awards.
So Slark, as we said, Scotty was his choice. You didn't really care for the Nullifier build, and it looks like that's what he's going for next. But at least
they
for
may
now.
be able to get like a few more snowballing kills off of this, like before the Ember's alive. That's what they kind of have to do. Get something done, but I think LGD's just gonna like sit in their base until that happens. There's no reason to risk anything on their side.
It's just so hard to take a fight, right?
Yep. And they do have buybacks on LGD, but they're not gonna use them. And I feel like Slark could be looking, but look at all these sentries. Side of LGD, they're just sitting underneath their tower with sentries covering every flanking path. They're gonna get 2 towers, and they might find Gyro.
Okay.
Oh, they see him.
Reza needs to back out of there.
With a gem on the Brewmaster.
6 seconds on his BKB now for Resolution. He pops it and trying to run, but they still are going to have eyes on him. He's got the whole D wearing off now. They've got the gem, as you said. The Static Storm down. Resolution trying to TP out of there, and he manages to get it.
It's a lot of space, both under the effective Arcaner, so he'll have those up pretty quick.
Gift from the tempest of battle.
Man, Somnus has a Shivas in a sec. He is so farmed.
Bottom lane, just a solo kill possibly coming out from Somnus, but he, I guess, doesn't the... I thought they revealed the chains. I guess not.
And Beastmaster does have his Solar Crest also, so if you manage to isolate one of these heroes, but with Lincoln's up, it's just... You need so many things to go right.
And Ame gonna go for Ags, finish that Mjolnir. In the meantime, you're gonna have Ember going Shiva's Mjolnir. So once again, this Maelstrom item plus survivability seems to be the name of the game. They did this on the Viper Gyro cores. They ran that elimination game against TNC.
And you see the 2 Sleight of Fist charges on Ember.
Yep.
I've not seen that talent skill before.
You like the other one?
I think the 2 Sleight of Fist is quite nice in a game like this, where they have to like somehow lock you down for enough time. You just become invulnerable for the period of 2 Sleight of Fists. And, I don't know how they actually focus you down. You're just gonna, it's like the equivalent of a Yules.
Right.
It's almost like a phase shift on Puck. You're off the map. They can't deal with you. And then he has a Yules as well. But by the time he's used both Sleight of Fists and then a Yules, you'll have another Sleight of Fist. Worst case scenario. And the Shivas is hitting you that entire time.
The smoke from VGJ, they feel like they need to do something big. And they did just see the Ember flying back over the top of them with that Remnant.
No, X-Nova.
There as well.
Not again.
Now they got him caught, and he drops the ulti immediately on top of him. Can they make anything else of this? Somnus jumps forward very aggressively. Still has that Lincoln's intact, so they can't roar him. And instead, they're trying to turn off to the side. They get the lift up immediately onto FY with the USF, trying to keep him alive. Not going to happen. Rezo still inside his ultimate. It's going to be on cooldown now. They do manage to break that Lincoln's, but no more roar. Snaking cannot control him. That DP ulti doing a good bit of damage, but with the brew split coming out, it might not be enough. The silence onto the Ember, still keeping him back, but DP is starting to fall, and no Yules, no more defense. She is gone. Resolution needs to get out of there, but they still have their sights set on him, and they take him down. 4 dead from VGJ Storm, and now Barracks in the sights.
Yep. I mean, X-Nova just doesn't care. Yeah, VGJ, you've got 19 kills, but only 2 are on the real players that matter. Ame and Somnus. And 3 on Chalice, who's now 3rd in net worth, but I don't think they mind. X-Nova's doing his job.
Maybe has had such a great game, such a great tournament. 17-1 and 16 on this Ember.
Resolution is searching for some kills, but I just didn't feel like a good Slark game, and it kind of seems like it's played out that way.
Doesn't feel like LGD is like forcing you to take. They know what you're gonna pick. You know what you want. It's like it's gonna be Slark, but it's not a great Slark game. But like, what else are you gonna pick?
Jakiro, but I don't like the pick.
Yeah, and it almost feels like no matter what you do, the machine will have an answer for you.
The machine, the new name, LGD. I guess that. Oh no.
Jakiro, not again.
Resolution is there. They don't know about him yet, but I don't think it really matters all that much. They jump away.
They might just find the IO as well.
Poor MSS, man. 15 deaths. I don't even blame him though.
Oof, dodges the stun as well. They've got him caught and trying to relocate away. They looked up.
He did the same in the previous fight. Ember is literally just hunting this Wisp every single team fight.
For now.
Rezoing TPing, this is like their final straw.
Unfortunately, it may look to go the same way as the Alamo for our soon-to-be defeated American friends.
Oh,
Man, too soon, dude.
cuts deep.
Dire's top barracks have fallen.
And they have DP ulti. They've got, you know, some ways, but every angle is covered right now by LGD, and Satanic completed on the gyro now.
Yep. Just raw survivability and Mjolnir for damage. I think that we will see this more often, BSJ.
Are you trying to tell me I should try these builds out?
I think so. I think
Okay.
one of the easiest ways to improve as a Dota player is to steal the best ideas from better players. And obviously you don't copy them blindly, but
It's better than not copying them at all.
yeah, it's probably better than using your own ideas.
Yes, that's what I've realized over time as well.
No. Chalice BKB just gives him the clap, the punch.
6 hundo.
See you later.
Ow.
And you go straight into Roche. DD spawns. What a gift.
That seems to happen a lot more than it should.
You just recognize it. You notice it when it happens there. There's some psychology to that.
I love Xstone. Once again, his items are the same as they were in the previous game. Wards, wand, always a raindrop, and then just straight for a ghost scepter when you finally have a little chunk of change. It just means that multiple heroes need to kill him. He can't just be soloed by the Slark.
Somnus just forcing so much reactions to everything he's doing.
I think back to that point over by the shrine too, where he like goes back in and you know he can't kill anybody, but it like buys time for the rest of his cores to get away, and he knows he can always get out.
Yep. Almost like when you have no way of dying, you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, the last hurrah from VGJ Storm possibly, and they need everything and a little bit more for it to work. Stomp comes out.
Mjolnir proc just clearing the way for him. And that's dead MSS again.
They got him. MSS is dead. Resolution pops the BKB. Gonna die in the duration of it almost. He does manage to get his ultimate off, but Ame down to half HP already as well. Is still hanging on to that Satanic. Hasn't felt the need to pop it since he still has Aegis. Afterwards, double kill from Maybe.
Silence.
Okay.
He has no buyback.
That's decent. They buy back on the IO as well, but he is about to die back as well as Somnus is already on top of him. They bring him down low. One last remnant. Ultra kill for Somnus. And maybe looking at for a rampage if they want to, or they can just back out since they did lose 3.
Back here. They lost the gem, which is unfortunate, but I don't think you mind. Nullifier looks to be the final item coming out from Ame once this Aegis fades. Can't say I love it personally. It just means you purge this Death Prophet Yules, you can prevent the BKBs, and just more raw damage, which a hero that has the ability to attack everything in range 9 times always loves to utilize.
Ooh.
It's fine.
Oh, he
Anyway,
might actually die here.
Nah, he's not. He has Aegis, guys. Come on.
I mean,
He is.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
That seems like a massive overreaction from Rezo there.
What is he supposed to do? Sit there and watch him for 5 seconds?
Pounce him.
You realize that that's an uncleansable... Okay, it's 3
It's 3.
seconds. It's 3 seconds,
Pounce
but
him.
it feels like 5.
That was
Pounce him, man. You got a 6-second pounce the leash. 6.5 seconds.
Yeah, Rezo did take the essence shift duration, so if he can get a bunch of stacks, you know, maybe that changes
Yeah,
things.
pounce him.
Give him the pounce.
What are you afraid of?
There's the pounce. All right, Aegis
They don't
down.
have heroes.
Start.
It's now or never, man. Pounce his ass.
Get on him. Ame though pops the BKB resolution. They kill off the courier actually. Ame down pretty low. He's linking the gyro. Not bad as they're taking him down, but resolution eventually going to fall. They do kill up Ame, but Rezo down for 2 minutes.
Why'd Slark? How'd Slark died?
He didn't ult.
Well, Baby is going to clean up here, at least for the Snake King.
All right, those heroes have no buybacks.
A root down as well.
All those heroes have no buybacks.
And a double for Maybe. Buyback on 1, but it's the DP. And she does not have ulti for 15 seconds.
I feel like they had to make that play, and Rezo just had to play it a bit better.
Well, at least Ame has no buyback.
That is a
So-
positive.
It all begins. Oh, Armlet DP. Catch him off guard.
Let's go.
Let's see it.
Give us the toggles.
All right, let's see if they can make it happen. The arm with toggles, they need it real bad. It's a lot of damage out. Chalice pops his ultimate, and here come the toggles.
That armor.
Look at the toggles. There's the scepter. Pulled back down yet again.
He's up in 5 seconds.
Oh my god.
Where was the toggle?
GG.
I don't even think he tried to toggle.
You guys maybe is just completely ignoring the cores of Storm and just gunning for the supports. He's like, all right, Wisp, all right, check. Jakiro, got him, check. All right, now I'll go help my squad. I'll slight chains off cooldown. But once again, like, just clinical. I can't really